everyone, my name is Prism, and welcome back to another video. So, recently I watched the 2018 film Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle on Netflix. It is a film that was designed for theatrical release, but then was sent to Netflix after the success of the live-action Disney Jungle Book. And it was made by Andy Serkis, it was directed by him, and it was meant to be a darker adaptation. It was meant to be a more realistic adaptation with no songs, with a lot less of a comforting presence of characters. It was meant to be a lot darker and a lot more violent. I want to talk about this film. I think this film kind of stands for something of being a adaptation, but also having maturity in it. I think what I'm trying to say here is that this film definitely has a darker edge to it. This is basically the Jungle Book you would show your kids when they're older. If they like the cute and fluffy one, but you want to show them one that has more meat to it, more emotional resonance, more consequences and depth, then you show them this version. And for the film's own qualities itself, I think Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle is a pretty great film. I don't think it's perfect, but I do think that you can tell there's a direction here. Andy Serkis certainly knows what he's doing when it comes to the animals. They are very emotive compared to Disney's. The action sequences are a little bit choppy, but, you know, first time directing a movie. I like a lot of the dynamics and the relationships between characters. You really get a sense that the wolves love Mowgli and that they really care for him, especially the mother and the father. You also have the albino wolf pup, which I won't spoil what happens, but you have him in the film, but you also just have, like, Baloo, Bagheera. They aren't the same characters that you know. And I'll talk about that more in a minute. But, like, really, I think this film does a good job distinguishing itself from other adaptations. It tries to take the source material and bring the source material itself to the screen instead of a Disney covering over it. It's basically ripping off the Band-Aid and saying, this is real life. This is what it would actually be like if this happened. And of course, like I said, it's a cartoon as well. It's live action, but it's made up. But you do definitely get a sense that there are actual themes in here. How well are those themes developed? Well, we'll talk about that a little bit. But really to get into it, I just want to say this. I have to give props to Andy Serkis for making a live action Jungle Book and for wanting to take it in a darker direction. I don't know if that was the studio or the scriptwriter's decision, but I do appreciate it. That makes it stand out from a lot of the other adaptations. So let's get into kind of a review of it. To start off with, like I said, I think the visuals of the film are great. I do think Bagheera looks a little bit weird. I feel like the CGI, or just the look of him, is a lot more kind of weird and cartoonish. Like, his face almost looks scrunched, and little things like that. I don't think it's bad, I just think I prefer the Disney one. The voice acting in this film, I think it's great. You've got a really good voice cast and a really good lead actor in here. And another thing, like I said, the tone. If you want a Jungle Book that is more mature and not the Disney one you're used to, this is the version to watch. This is the Jungle Book that has a lot more darkness to it, a lot of mature themes, a lot of mature elements. There's at least one or two kind of very dark sequences, particularly one near the end. And I also like that this film kind of has a message about belonging and, like, trying to find your place in the world. I don't know if it does the message the best, because the ultimate message becomes don't try to be what you aren't. But there is a hint in there of, like, oh, you know, we're special, but then wait a second, yeah, we're so special we don't blend in with these others. So I don't really get that whole theme. There's little things like that that I think could be developed more, but I do think it is an enjoyable experience. I mean, you've got Christian Bale as Bagheera, you've got Andy Serkis as Baloo, you've got Benedict Cumberbatch as Shere Khan, which is a great casting. He has a very threatening, dark sensibility to him. He's very good in the role. But, yeah, just kind of a general story overview. I think this has a good narrative. I like the direction they take the story. it doesn't follow the Disney formula as strongly. Like, it still has the set pieces of the jungle, the man village, Baloo, Bagheera, the wolves, but what it does with them is different to the Disney one. It's a lot different. You know, Baloo and Bagheera are still kind of the same characters, and they care for Mowgli, but in the way they care for him and what they do for him and what they say to him, it's different. There's, as one person put it in their review, like, Baloo has a drill sergeant attitude. He has an attitude of not just being this lazy, lovable bear, he's kind of like a drill sergeant, which I think the reviewer put it perfectly. He is. He definitely, you know, he's part of the wolf pack. Oh, the film explains it. But he, you know, he is really just kind of there to not motivate the plot, but motivate the characters. He's a colonel, in a way. And I think that's a lot different. I appreciate that. I appreciate Bagheera not just being a lovable panther, but also clearly wanting what's best for Mowgli. And they might not say everything. You might hear at one point, this is what I want for him, but there's actions he takes that really shows you how much he tries to care for him. It's a good Jungle Book adaptation. It's a little bit more impactful when you have more of the realism in it. Like, it would be great if you could say, hey, you know, this is a Jungle Book for... I think I'm going to conclude by saying this, that I don't think this adaptation of the Jungle Book is for everyone. If you want the more cute, fluffy, fun adaptation, go back to Disney. And if you want a darker adaptation, this isn't the best. There could be better effort put into some things. This film definitely needs a longer runtime to stretch out some of its ideas and themes. But overall, I was pretty pleased with it, and I would give it like a solid 7 to 8 out of 10, even an 8.5, because I do appreciate what this film is kind of doing, what it's trying to do. Even if it doesn't succeed 100%, I do think it does succeed in the department of trying to be a more darker, mature adaptation. I just don't think it does the best job at giving a full reason. I think some of the ideas need to be worked out a bit more. But those are my thoughts on 2018's Mowgli Legend of the Jungle. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and bye for now.